Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm reviewing another variety of hemp bud. This strain is called The Wife, and it was sent to me by the folks at Adirondack Hemp Company out of New York State. As always, I put a link in the description so you can try this bud yourself. And without further ado, let's open this jar up and see what we got. As soon as I opened it, I could smell this combination of sweet dried cherries and almost rose-like floral notes. There's a bit of pine mixed in as well, but I think overall I would describe it as being like flowers and cherries. One thing you'll notice is that these buds are untrimmed, and that is intentional. Adirondack Hemp Company sells them both ways, so if you prefer to buy their trimmed, you can. But I actually prefer the untrimmed bud, and I'll explain why here in a bit. Otherwise, as far as appearance goes, the buds are light green with lots of long, bright orange hairs. They have a nice, chunky hybrid bud structure and lots of trichomes. Now, if you do get the untrimmed version, not only is there a 15% discount, they're also including a pair of scissors with untrimmed orders right now. And trimming is easy. I just start at the base and snip off any leaves I find, working upward. I try to snip the leaves off at the stem if possible, but for the ones that are buried in the bud, I'll just trim off the tips. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You can be as meticulous as you want, depending on how tightly trimmed you prefer your bud. Some of the reasons I prefer untrimmed bud is that, one, it lasts longer. I usually only trim whatever I plan to use in the next week, and leave the rest of it untrimmed for longer term storage. Because otherwise, any cut surface area means faster oxidation, and generally the buds just dry out and lose terpenes faster once they've been trimmed. So the best way to keep bud for a long time is to not trim it. Also, I can be way more precise when trimming it myself than someone who has to trim like a pound a day. And I can avoid cutting off too much or ruining the shape like machine trimmers tend to do. So when it's all done, I mean, look at that bud. That is exactly how I like it. I ended up with about a gram of trim and a little over 7 grams of bud. So in this case, the trim only accounted for about 12% of the weight. That means the 15% discount is a really good deal. Plus you get to keep the trim. I keep mine in a jar like this, and every time I trim, I add it to the jar until there's enough to make edibles. Despite being a pretty popular strain, not a lot is known about the genetic origins behind the wife. I've seen speculation that one of the parents is T1, but so far I haven't found anything to confirm that, so for now, the lineage is a mystery. It's generally considered to be a pretty balanced hybrid, so you can expect the effects to be good for day or nighttime use, but there's really only one way to find out. So as usual, I have a little less than half a gram ground up and loaded into a PAX vaporizer. And the taste is great. You get those floral cherry notes with a bit of diesel. After a few hits, I can feel the effects kicking in, and this one is strong. It started as this wave of physical relaxation, but mentally it feels pretty uplifting and almost euphoric. I would describe this as being indica leaning, but definitely hybrid effects. It's really clear-headed and mood-lifting, so for me, this is perfect for social events, but the physical effects would also be good for unwinding at the end of the day or reading a book or something. As far as cannabinoids go, it tests in at around 10% total CBD with a bit of THC and CBG, along with some trace amounts of CBC and CBDV, all of which help create that overall entourage effect. So if you're looking for sweet cherry with subtle floral notes and strong balanced effects, The Wife from Adirondack Hemp Company is your bud. Well, that's it for this video. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those below. And if you enjoy this kind of review, don't forget to like and subscribe because that lets me know to keep making them. But for now, stay chill and I will see you next time.